They need a consumer society to push all these useless products, this toxic plastic culture. And people think they're living better by getting 3 trashy dresses or 5 bad shoes that give way in 5 days. And we just turn into dumb, stupid consumers, becoming part of it. And that's how the society is able to numb our spiritual dimensions. The second thing is that globalization actually turned greed and competition into human creeds. Competition is written into the World Trade Organization rules, and greed is written into the mechanisms of making profits at any cost, which is what corporations exist for, and putting the corporations and their logic up there, humanity down there, making profiteering and greed a higher value than sharing, conserving, evolving, growing spiritually, individually, as well as societally. That has basically meant that what we have created are truncated human beings. Truncated human beings who are not happy, who are miserable, and that's why look at the amount of Prozac being used to keep this high growth economy going.
Before Vandana Shiva became a global name, she was a child growing up in a place called Dehradun, India, near the Himalayan foothills. She grew up in a world where land was not abstract and resistance was not just something found in books. Her father worked in forestry and her mother was a farmer, and her mother had been part of India's independence movement. So she grew up surrounded by both nature and the knowledge that systems of power are meant to be challenged. As she got older, she first gave herself to science. She studied physics and later earned a doctorate in quantum theory. Before the world knew her as an activist, she was already someone trying to understand the laws that govern existence. But life has a way of pulling people out of theory and into consequence. When she returned to India, she returned to an environmental destruction. She saw disappearing biodiversity and the damage being done to communities, all in the name of development. Her path changed. What she witnessed forced her to ask deeper questions about what progress really means and who pays the price for it. She went on and found the Research Foundation for Science, Technology, and Ecology, and later Navdanya, a movement rooted in seed-saving biodiversity and farmers' rights. But what made her powerful was not just the organization she built. It was the argument that she kept making. Vandana Shiva challenged a world that wanted to treat seeds like patents and water like property and life like a commodity. She pushed back against the idea that the foundations of survival should be controlled by corporate profit. She made people look at food, farming, land, and biodiversity, not as neutral things, but as questions of power, autonomy, and justice. So her impact on the world was not just environmental. It was philosophical. 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 It was philosophical, political, and moral. She helped shift global conversations about food sovereignty, biodiversity, seed freedom, and the violence hidden inside privatization. She made people confront a question this world still has not answered, honestly. Should the foundations of life belong to the people and communities that protect them, or to corporations trying to own them? The reason why I wanted to highlight Vandana Shiva for Women's History Month is because I resonate with her ideology on a very deep level. We live in a society shaped by consumerism. And everywhere I look, I see people becoming more aligned with materialism than with humanity. People are losing sight of the soul. They're losing sight of what actually makes a person valuable. And as time goes on, it honestly feels like we are regressing as a human race. To me, capitalism has done damage, not just economically, but spiritually. It has infected the mind and distorted our values and weakened our connection to humanism. This is why I believe Vandana Shiva deserves to be honored. She is a heroine to me because she understands that the issue is bigger than surface level problems. She speaks to the root. She spreads awareness, not only about what is happening, but about why it is happening. And at the center of it all is monopoly, greed, and capitalism. Thank you for listening. Have a good night.